Hey,
Hello, here I am, and here you
you're
are.
here. How are you, mate?
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
No, honestly, thank you for joining. It was, to be fair, it's down to Anya because she was like, "I'm going to get Pasha to do this."
She always puts me everywhere to do uh, different jobs.
I know. Well, but I don't know if you watched the chat I had with her, but it was really interesting because obviously she spoke about like you growing up together, and actually it was her more than you wanting to do the So You Think You Can Dance and pushing you into it and whatnot.
Yes, Anya definitely was a force that
To be regular.
directed me that way. Well, besides that, at the time when we were dancing together and competing together, we kind of
Yeah.
were very focused on that aspect of our life, and it takes all of the energy, all of the your time and finances, everything. You really channel everything into your
Focus.
competitive career in order to achieve something, because it's constant lessons, constant costumes, going to competitions, and we absolutely loved it. And at some point, I got a little bit sick, and Anya all of a sudden had a moment to jump out of that vicious circle. And she started thinking, oh, well, I wanted to try different things. And she kind of gently invited me in, and I was still not on the same page, and I kind of denied her request first time. But she saw
Persuasive.
this she saw this audition that was happening in New York City at that time, a line to audition, and she found out that it was So You Think You Can Dance.
Yeah.
She called me and she's like, we have to try to do it. Let's do it. And I said, it's not my thing. Thank you very much. I'll come with you since we're a ballroom couple and we dance together.
Yeah.
The best that we can show is by dancing together. So I'll come and help you out, but I'm not really into it. I mean, I've been just sick for a little bit and now
I think
have to
it made me laugh
recover.
because it was called So You Think You Can Dance, and you were like, I know I can dance. I don't need to.
Yes, that was my first reaction. So do you want to do audition for you? So you think you can dance? Yeah, I can. I know I can dance. Why? But little that I know how our lives would change
Change completely.
by following that little path that was going towards TV and TV career for
Yeah.
Anya and me.
Well, I was going to say, because you started dancing, was it you were 8 years old in Russia when you started dancing, is that right?
Yes, that is right. I wanted to dance since I was very little. Dance was very popular in our town, the town where I grew up in Siberia. There was
Bavaria.
loads of dance studios everywhere and loads of dance competitions that they were happening all the time. And my mom took me to some of them, and I remember only one with all that energy. I
Yeah.
think it was in the middle of February, so it's super cold outside, but all
Yeah.
that energy and heat and lights and costumes, music.
Yeah.
I was like, Mom, take me to there where all those girls are. Forget about costumes and everything else. I just saw beautiful girls, and I wanted to go to the studio where the girls were, and that's how my dance career started.
Wow. Because, I mean, the thing is, obviously I spoke to Anya and stuff, and obviously your careers have kind of, run side by side in some parts. And she was telling me, obviously, I mean, moving to the USA was, I think, was 2001. I mean, I, I know personally, when I've taken jobs to go abroad for say 6 months, but that's, I speak, you know, I speak English, and you still have that bubble of like you're in a team. What what was that like for you? Just being like, yeah, let's go to America. Like,
Anya and I, we have a quite interesting story to tell, because we as kids, age 13 for Anya and 14 for me, we left our house, our parents' houses, and moved about 2,000 miles away to continue with our dance to this dance studio in the middle of Siberia. So we were on far east of Siberia, and then we
yeah,
moved to the middle of Siberia, and to dance, to become better, and basically we were there living without our parents. We were just going to school and going to dance and taking care of ourselves by ourselves, start working, teaching other kids. So that was already a step towards independence. And then
yeah,
later we moved together to Moscow, and then from there we had an opportunity to advance our dance skills, dance career even more and take it to the next level. And we went to America. There was a little offer to go there for a dance competition, and then we kind of stayed for in a dance studio afterwards because we liked it so much, and it was a chance for us for kids who came from nowhere and had no money, no dancing parents in the family. So we kind of just build ourselves.
Have a shot and a bigger thing. Obviously, normally at the end of like when we do this like chat, I normally ask a load of questions that have been asked. But while we're on the subject, I might as well ask it you now because it's something that I teach obviously a lot of kids, and I'm forever told, I don't know if you're the same, that you get a lot of boys. There's not a lot of guys that dance. I mean, when you go to auditions, it's like one guy to every 10 girls. It's crazy, and I get a lot of parents that speak to me, and I know my advice from my personal experience. What advice would you give to young lads that want to dance or they've got an interest in dancing, but they are worried about the implications of being a dancer and going down that route? Did you ever have any problems with it? Any kind of bullying or discrimination or any hassle?
Yes, in Russia it was a little bit different because Russia is big on arts, on dancing.
Yes.
Ballet is coming from Russia and was quite popular.
Yeah.
So being a dancer in Russia was not a big thing, and I was maybe lucky. I know some other kids went through that, but I was lucky in a way because I was kind of had deep into the dance and dance community, and even when I went to schools, it was more specialized schools where lots of dancers from the same dance studio, for example, were in the same class, so we kind of were always a pack. Yeah, but we never thought about that at that point, maybe later. So we were spared all the bullying and things like that. Actually, kids were always looking up to us because we were always traveling, always going somewhere, visiting different cities, different countries. Then we were like, oh, wow, that's amazing. And all the boys were jealous because I was always surrounded by beautiful girls, and yes, and that was a lot of motivations for a lot of boys. And I think if you wanted to be a dancer, if you're a boy and wanted to be a dancer, if you definitely feel that it's your path, just take it and go. Some path, for some people, the path can be a little bit rougher, for some people a little bit easier. At the end of the day, you just follow in your heart and try to not give too much voice to all those people who might be negatively affecting you. Just tune those voices out, because at the end of the day they will be there for a little bit and then they will be gone out of your life, and you will probably never hear about them again. But what you have in your heart, your desire to dance, your desire to perform, would still stay there with you forever.
Yeah.
And that's what you're gonna have to remember.
I always find it's quite interesting as well, and I say this to a lot of kids, that is, with not just dance but singing, the arts, that you do get almost penalised for doing something that's not the norm. Boys playing, myself, boys were playing football and rugby, and it was, you listen to this, and I just wanted to sing and dance. And it's funny that, like you say, years later, those people are in jobs that sometimes they're not happy in, and it's almost now cool to be a dance teacher. And I have kids saying, oh, where have you been and who have you met? And it's almost, I think it's kind of like karma comes back round, and you reap the benefits later on, which you certainly have, with your career.
Absolutely, yeah, I totally agree with you. And I think partially it's because now dance is trending, it's popular. Look at the shows like So You Think You Can Dance that I started my career with, or Strictly Come Dancing, Dancing with the Stars, is in over 50, don't remember if it's 56 or 59 countries at the moment. It's huge, and people enjoy it, and people just getting reminded how much joy they get from dancing, from watching dancing, or from participating dancing. So it comes back to education. And if you see that culture thriving, dance culture, through the TV, through media thriving around you, you will more and more accept it and understand that this is just like any sport. It's cool to be a footballer, but it's also cool to be a dancer because there are different benefits to that. I think it will take a little bit more time, but the culture will catch up even more with that, and less bullying, less negativity will be surrounded that topic of boy being a dancer.
Yeah, I mean, I know in the army they get sometimes within the army they get them to do ballet training, and they've done, you know, because to show the intensity of the fitness and actually the discipline that is needed within the dance world, that, you know, is needed in other sports and things like that. But like you said, so you obviously you've done Dance with the Stars, Strictly, So You Think You Can Dance, Dance with the Stars, Burn the Floor, Superstars of Dance, and then obviously you kind of hit the UK flying with being in Strictly. And was it 8 years you were with Strictly Come Dancing?
Yes, I was in 8 series of Strictly.
Wow. And you've got, I mean, I was saying to Anya, I love like researching what people have done and things like that. And you had 93 perfect tens. You're the only one to reach 4 finals plus a glitter ball win. I mean, do you kind of think, yeah?
It's good to know that it happened. I mean, I'm not that person who actually thrives too much on, oh, I got 93 tens or whatever. I didn't even know until people counted and actually start telling me that statistics. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
And then, I think other people noticed it and before I did. So I never paid attention to it. To me, it was always about dance. To me, it was always about bringing dance to wider audience and sharing my love to dance with everyone else. It was an amazing journey. Journey is such a cliche word, but it was an amazing journey on Strictly, and I enjoyed it tremendously, and it definitely opened a lot of doors.
Yeah, and I was telling, when I spoke to Anya, she was telling, a lot of people don't realise is that when you're, obviously the show changes over the years, when you're with whoever you're put with, it's up to you to come up with the choreography as well. It's not choreographed for you and you just have to learn it. You're very much involved in the process of doing the choreography, which is a job in itself, not just being a dancer, which is one job, but actually being a choreographer, which is a completely different job.
Yeah, there are lots of different hats you have to wear when you're taking part in Strictly. Obviously, you're a dancer, you're choreographer, like you mentioned. You're also dance teacher. You're also a mentor. You're also a friend, and you're also a psychologist in a way, because you have to combine all those things and make sure that the pressure of the competition wouldn't get too much to the celebrity you're dancing with, and help them as much as you can, and make sure that they know that you're a friend and they can rely and lean on you literally whenever they need to. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, a lot of work, a lot of tears and blisters, and it's like a crash course on dancing. Being a dancer, you know there are mini injuries, bigger injuries, and the shoes that are very painful, the costumes that are not very comfortable sometimes. So there are a lot of things that you have to take in consideration, and then you jam it into a small amount of time, few weeks, actually 1 week for each dance, but few weeks for the whole experience, and you get a crazy roller coaster that takes you up and down, and you mentioned before that dancing is like sport, and I know for sure a lot of celebrities who came on Strictly from different types of sports. They all, like one, said, "Well, that was the most intense training, the most difficult training I've ever done." Footballers, rugby players, they did their tough training at the time, but I think here a little bit more involved and more coordination and more body parts that involved in the outcome of your training. So it's much harder. Even people think, oh, just dance. You just stand up and shake a little bit. What takes to be a dancer is incredible amount of hard work.
Yeah, and when people also, I mean, that you'll do that dance for, say, it's 2 minutes of a routine. I suppose also people need to remember that, you know, you've been in shows that are, you know, it's not just a 2 minute, it's a 2 hour show or an hour, you know, of dance after dance after dance after dance. And that's something completely different where people often say to us, you know, where do you get this energy from? And it's like a marathon, almost like, you know, a dance marathon when you're doing shows. It's,
Absolutely, yeah. There are a lot of repetitions. There are a lot of again and again and again and again.
yeah,
In order to get in shape, you need to do so many rounds of the same or different dances. Depends what you're getting ready for.
yeah,
And but it's like any sport. You're trying to get to the best of your physical ability, to the best of your mental strength,
yeah,
and of course your creativity. So it all goes together, and then all those shows eventually help you to do other things, from being a professional dancer, competitive dancer. I
yeah.
slightly moved to teaching and being on TV, and now shifting towards producing shows, producing tours, live tours, or shows online that Anya and I actually in the middle of preparing right this moment.
Yeah, which we'll get to. I'm just like, I mean, what I was just going to ask you, what would you say you prefer? Do you prefer the performing or do you prefer the teaching? Do you have like is there something you prefer more than the other, or are they on par?
I always, I think I started my dance, even when I was little, career from this desire to shine, I guess, desire to showcase what I've learned.
Yeah,
So it was performing first for me.
yeah. Well, I didn't realise this, but I'm a massive fan of Moulin Rouge, the film, and the Nicole Kidman song "One Day I'll Fly Away." Obviously was a fan of Girls Aloud, and Kimberly did a song covering it. And
Yes.
I literally, this was today that I was, you know, looking at different things. You're the dude. You're the guy in the video.
Yeah, it was actually interesting story because well, it was, I never expected to be in that video, but the idea came to Kimberly shortly after we danced together on
Yeah,
Strictly, and
amazing.
it was interesting how you take this little idea and turn it into beautiful video with
And
pretty much
it was
no
beautiful.
props, no,
Yeah,
it's just a light and dancing, and that's
yeah.
it.
And the
Singing, obviously.
story, you can tell the story, and I mean, obviously, like the cinematography and the effect. I mean, it's so. You look at music videos today, and their effects and special effects, and so much going on. And I thought it was beautiful that it is just the lighting, the pair of you, some dry ice, you know, her in the, you know, it is stunning. The video is stunning. You know, it's
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely loved it. I think going back to roots, if you look back at all these dance movies, Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire,
yeah,
they kind of show the essence of dance, and you
yeah,
could just see and follow and see exactly what the dancing was about. There was not that many cuts going from one body part
yeah.
to another, so then you mentally cannot put the picture together in your head because so many things going on. But at the same time, I think in our days you have to combine those things together. The
Yeah,
classic presentation of a dance where you can see everything and
yeah,
know exactly what's happening with a little bit of stylish kind of MTV
yeah,
generation cut scenes, transitions, and all
yeah.
of that. And when you marry them together, you'll find a perfect
It's
combination, I
perfect,
think.
definitely. Well, I mean, you've obviously done you danced with Kimberly. You did the dance with Cheryl in the
Yes.
pro dancer thing, which again was amazing. So you've done two of Girls' Aloud. You've got another three girls. You've done the team.
I didn't think about that from that point, but it's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe eventually we'll dance with all of them.
Yeah, get on the tour. You want to get on the tour. Well, this kind of like brings to the main thing I want to talk about is obviously rise up with the art. I mean, the when I heard about it, it's such it's such a clever idea, and again, it's it's kind of the proof that the creative arts, you know, have again risen to the occasion and provided something in this like horrendous pandemic. I mean, I read something, it was like 270,000 people within the entertainment industry. myself being one of them, yourself being another, that has been affected by this. And again, you know, and Anya have created this amazing virtual show, which will be this time next week. You'll be in it, you know, it'll be coming. How did it, where was the idea from? You know, how did it start?
Going back to Anya, she had this incredible idea where she wanted to marry a lot of things together in the same show because it has never been done before, and of course to connect it to charity, to let artists shine the torchlight back on art and give them a chance to give a little bit of help and support to everyone else who are in the industry and cannot maybe sustain themselves and going through troubles. Everyone go through difficult times in our world in the last a year. We know everyone needs help, but we can only shine at the same time on small areas. And if everyone will try to help those in need who their heart is laying closer to. For example, for Anya and myself, it's art, it's theater, it's live performances. If we can help those people, and someone else will help other group of people and other category, if we all get together, we'll get everyone out of hopefully.
Together, yeah. I mean, me doing this, it was a prime example of. It's been humbling, you know, being able to talk to different people. And it was Lolly. It was, I mean, Anna. And she was up. She was actually shouting out about the show, which I did. And then I got a message, which I now know was Anya's other half, saying, "Well, could you speak to Anya? Would you be interested?" And I was like, "What? Of course. I'd flattered, you know." And again, you know, having you. I mean, it's on 27th of March, which is actually World Theatre Day as well. And you say the proceeds go to the Theatre Support Group and the Actors Fund. Is that right?
Yeah, Theatre Support Fund in UK and Actors Fund in the US. Yes.
Yeah.
We have lots of interesting things in store. We have live performances from people who will be singing, dancing, talking about their life legends, talking about their life award-winning actors and songwriters and so many things, especially for people who enjoy art. They will get a lot of information, and people who want to know more about how become an artist and what it entails and what lays in store for you eventually. It will be a great show from all those angles: entertainment, information, and just 2 hours of fun sitting at home enjoying a beautiful show.
Buzzing. I've got my ticket. I'm so excited because I mean, there's like Patricia Kelly, who's obviously Gene Kelly's wife, which is amazing. And you've got Carrie Ellison, it's Duncan James, Lisa Riley, John Logan, and I know confirmed only the other day, Brian May from Queen. It's like Anya was like, and he's doing 2 songs.
We were very, very excited about it. Yes, him and Carrie Ellis will be performing together. He will be bringing his legendary guitar to the theater. I'm not sure if he's will allow people to touch it, but at least we can look at it.
But when he goes to the toilet, just.
Okay, well, now you pretty much revealed my plan, so I have to scrap that and find a new.
I'll cut it out, mate. It's fine. Well, you know, as well, it's really nice that you've got the celebrities kind of thing, but you've also got, you know, people that are amazing singers that have got such a great career. People from like the Moulin Rouge, the show The Moulin Rouge, that are performing, choreographers. Like
people from Chicago, yes. So we have some new musicals that are just about to be launched next year. Yes, we have we had amazing cast of Roles Will Never Play show, and they will be performing a song called Six. We're amazing guys with amazing voices, amazing charisma, and we basically have.
Are you performing?
Me and Anya and I will be dancing as well,
Good.
doing just a little bit of shimmying.
Well, yeah, well, I've seen the painting. I saw the I got the video of the. Like, talk about getting your hands dirty. It's good.
It's going back to putting so many different hats
Yeah,
and doing so many different jobs. And sometimes you have to paint the stage or props on the stage, and why not?
yeah.
That will make the
Or
show look better.
polish Brian May's guitar. You never know. You just
Yes, I am. I'll look into it. But again, you're revealing all my thoughts that I didn't want to say. You're now revealing, so they're probably going to be watching me now.
well, look, as Groovy Glitter has just said, I've got to ask some questions, if that's all right with you, that have been asked. Some
Sure.
people have submitted questions. So, to be fair, you've answered the first one, which someone said, would you have any advice to anyone that's getting bullied, guy that's a dancer, etc.? So, Claire Holland says, what was your most favourite routine to do on Strictly Come Dancing? That's from Claire Holland.
Oh, such a tough
Oh,
question. When people asking me this kind of questions, it's hard to give an answer that actually has only one
yeah,
title of one dance in it, because with each person or each celebrity on Strictly, you create some very, very special routines that you look back and you think, oh, that was fun. And those routines I had with every single celebrity,
yeah,
literally. So I guess the last, you remember what the last sentence someone said, and the last series for me was a series with Ashley Roberts, and we did a lot of amazing performances, and the final routines were absolutely fantastic. We did a couple of contemporary routines that
yeah.
I still remember very, very well.
Phenomenal dancer, absolutely phenomenal. Like, to be fair, it's weird when we say that, people say, what's your favourite dance? But I suppose with every dance, you'll also have the costume that you really liked, or necessarily the lighting or the production side of things, or the actual choreography itself. So it's yeah, a hard question to answer. What dance is the least favourite, or well, I think what they meant is, what's the hardest dance for you to learn?
Well, I guess
Or
at some point
no?
on, so I think you can dance, for example, I can take you back to that experience when I was trained in ballroom all my life, a little bit of ballet, a little bit of jazz, but going and doing hip hop, which is completely goes against my grid in my body. Ballroom, you always up and
Yes.
going, your shoulders are down.
Yeah.
Suddenly in hip hop, you need to really drop
Drop
your
your
core and kind of the place where you're dancing from in a different place, put it in a different place, and that transition was quite hard.
Yeah. Um, Another one says, would you be a judge on Strictly Come Dancing if you were asked by Ashley_17? Don't know if it's the Ashley, but would you be a judge if
Just
asked?
sneaking in. I, I will definitely give it a thought. I think judging is fun on
Yeah,
Strictly, but I think they have absolutely perfect characters set up already. There, they have people who
yeah,
um, who make the show as
yeah,
much as it is now. If they will ask me, of course, I would join it.
yeah. Be a special guest. Put the old, plant the seed.
We'll see. Lots of things always happening, and all new
Uh,
developments always happen.
there's another one that says, you've got another two. One says, it's on here, it says, do you miss touring? From Groovy Glitter Gal. Do you miss touring? I think they,
I would say I don't miss touring as much. I miss performing on stage, because that connection that you get with audience, it doesn't matter if it's on a tour or in theater somewhere in London. Here it's one-off performance or
yeah,
a series of performances. That connection between you and the audience is what
I,
was giving my dance career a big push throughout all those years. I love this. I love that energy exchange with people. I
oh,
love
yeah,
dancing for people, and I love for people to relate to what they see on stage. So that's what I miss the most.
yeah. Well, this is the last question. So this is from one of actually one of the little girls that I think I've taught her since she was like 5. She's a massive fan of you. She's called Evie. And she says, hey, Pasha, who would you say is your favourite celebrity that you dance with, other than Rachel?
Oh, very good question, Evie. Again, going back to the favorite dance, it's the same. You with every celebrity, you have a special journey that makes you friends, that gives you new routines that you don't have with anyone, any other celebrities. And I enjoyed dancing with all of them, to be honest. I mean, it's kind of boring answer in a way, but
it's the truth. You know,
yeah, it is the truth.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that with every dance, like every dance, you're trying to make it better than last dance, choreography-wise, ideas-wise, dancing-wise. So every dance becomes better and better and better. So you're only liking it more and more and more and more.
Yeah, definitely. Well, to end with, I don't know if Anya's told you this. So at the end of every chat, I do a this or that. So you have to choose one or the other. So it's like tea or coffee or blah, blah. But I was like, will Anya tell Pasha what is going to come up? So what I thought would be a little bit different is you've got to guess what she said or what she knows.
Is it about me or about her?
It's just generic. It's just generic things. So I asked Anya, okay, what would you pick, USA or the UK? Which one do you think she said?
USA. Are we talking about Anya or me?
Anya. Anya's
okay.
answer.
Oh, so, she said the UK. Okay.
Yeah, it's because she was just talking to me. If I'd have been American, it might have been a different answer. So, I said to Anya, I said, what would you pick? What would Anya pick? Jive or Charleston? What do you think she said?
Jive.
Are you sure you two were partners? She picked the Charleston.
Ridiculous.
I know.
Ridiculous.
Okay, I said to her, Anya, what would you pick? Slick and sexy or elegant and flowy? And her answer
Slick and sexy.
Do you know what she said? She went, elegant and flowy because I can make anything slick and sexy.
Well, that is true. Yes, that's definitely Anya.
She said, I asked her, push-ups or planks?
Probably planks.
She said, push-ups. Pasha,
I never seen that girl doing a push-up in her life. Come on.
Anya's just written, I hate jive. So I said, you'll get this one. I said to
well,
Anya,
she'll be doing one on the show, so she better get ready.
okay, so dropped it in. So I said to Anya, does she prefer dancing barefoot or in shoes?
Barefoot.
Yeah. Classical or contemporary?
Contemporary.
Yeah, you're doing good now. Yeah. This one's different. I said Chicago or Wicked?
Chicago.
Yeah. Strictly Come Dancing or So You Think You Can Dance?
So you think you can dance?
Yes. Okay. Glass of red, glass of white. Glass of red or a glass of white?
Red.
Mate, you done amazing. And then I asked her this question last, which is a question just for you. One thing, if you could change anything in your career, what would it be?
Change. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
You know
I love what's happening.
You know what he said? Exactly the same. Amazing. Amazing answer. Yeah.
You see, it took me like 3 questions, and I'm surprised the answers. I didn't know the answers to them, but it took me a few questions to kind of, if you want to answer like Anya, you have to think like Anya.
You just have to channel.
Yeah, I think I got it at the end. Yeah.
No, well, mate, I know you're really, really busy. Thank you so much for chatting with me. I really do appreciate it, and coming away from your family, because obviously you're a family man now. But good, honestly, break a leg with the show. Is there anything you wanted to say to anybody before we go?
Just one more time say that Rise Up with Arts is a show that Anya and I doing at the moment, and you can all join, and you're gonna enjoy it a lot because we have everything, a little bit of something for everyone. Yeah. And lots of dancing, lots of singing, inspirational stories, and you don't even have to leave your living room to watch all those people from around the world coming to you. So go to riseupwitharts.com, and all the information is there.
Yeah, and you can get, and also people, if you're busy, not that, I don't know why you'd be busy because we're in lockdown, but if you are busy and you're not free, it's also, you can get the ticket and watch it up to, I think, 72 hours later, something like that.
There is a little bit of leeway in that. Yes, if you tuned in a little bit too late and missed part of the performance, you will be able to catch up over that weekend. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, mate. And obviously to you and Anya, thank you so much for spending some time talking to us. I wish you all the luck with the show. And
thank you very much.
Hopefully, you know, it'll be an amazing success. But look after yourself. Love to Rachel and your lovely daughter. And I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you. Take care, my friend.
Take care, mate. See you later.